Hey, how y'all doing? Like I said yesterday, this is the other half of that force. This is the Air Force of that. Yesterday was just all the infantry. There's total of I think 9 ships or 9 vehicles, whatever you want to call it, and they're all bound together by two things primarily, and that would be these Leviathan tentacles on the bases. They all have that, and squigs. The only one that doesn't have the squigs yet is the lucky one. The 4 smaller ones are not named yet. I'll get to that later eventually. But again, these are Kadrihan Overlord ships, and just goblin heads replaced the dwarves, and I added the tentacles and squigs. Same thing with this guy, except this guy's got a bubble. I got to get a sail for this guy so he matches the Makara. But this is, I imagine this is what they're probably supposed to look like until I fudged it up a little. Well, actually, these two are made pre-made. So, the guy put this mast on this and these baubles. I just put the little green squigs, the heads, and the tentacles on. So that's those two little guys right there. And this is looks like a Death Dread conversion. That's the best thing I could think of. But again, I added a couple little grots on there, tentacles, and a little big squig right there to tie them in. And then the one more that I have is the Gazgul Thraka. I don't know if you can see it, but it's probably the best chance you have if you can look inside there, maybe with the light. But there's a little goblin in there, and like I said, all in all, I have about 30 goblins crawling on the bottom of there. There's a pair of legs. That's the smallest representation from goblins I have in there. But like I said, I'm going to paint them all green out so you can see them a little better in the future. But this is the fourth Death Dread, and it has tentacles as well. And actually, no, this one's missing squigs too. So I need some squigs on this guy as well. So these two vehicles need squigs. Other than that, they'll be fine. This is the lucky one. It's stupid. It's really stupid. But it's funny, and I like it. This is... I bought the USS Kitty Hawk because I wanted a flight deck for my Coptas. And it came with all these little miniature planes and helicopters, about 50 of them. So I made Snots and Grots drone aircraft carrier. So that's, this plate here is all metal. So I can take any of these little planes and just stick it on there and it's fine. There's a lot of magnets going on with this thing. Actually, the whole force. But I got these guys up front flying out. All these guys, again, are magnetized out. And like all the force, I have these little discs here that are magnetized. But this one's funny because I actually magnetized these drones. So this drone force has 4 drone snotlings that are actually representing goblins. So when I use this squad, part of the 10 is these little grots or snots on these drones. Dude's on a bomber, just ridiculous bombs on it. This guy's barely hanging on for his life. But again, these guys all come off, so they... Actually, that guy's on too big of a... Doesn't matter. I made these bases out there so they can all pop off on that. And that way, now, it's a squad of 10. So each ship has its own individual squad of 10. Plus, for this one, Makari, being the lucky one, he's the leader. He's actually the, what do you call it, the run herder for this group. So it's not an orc on this one, but all the rest are actually orcs. Let me stick these guys back on here real quick. And I'll go through the rest of them. But yeah, this is the lucky one. That's what this ship is called. All the guns are magnetized on it. I can pull 2 off the bottom. Hold on. And this, I'm eventually going to have to glue the tentacle in, but the tentacle's coming in through the bottom because I cut out a hole. So that's the de facto stand. And here's the back side of it. So I said, I'm still working on the kit bash for this thing. But this is my Snots and Grots aircraft carrier, the lucky one. I have more to add on that. Please don't fall. This one here is the big knob. And for obvious reasons. Again, all 10 of these dudes are magnetized on. And I can put them on. So another squad of 10 that are attached on here. And yeah, all them little guys are magnetized on. It took a long time, so I can just pop them on and pop them off, so they can get in the fight as well. So that allows my this unit, this whole army, to produce 110 goblins for combat. There'll be nobody manning the ships, but I can pretend. So yeah, Lucky One's in, or no, the Big Knob, and he got the name because this giant squig. It's just hilarious. The next one coming up, let me do this one. This one is the Slobbering Waste. Initially, when I got this guy, the squig was mounted onto the base. You can still see his footprint on there a little in the light, but he was mounted right there. But I had these wings for another squig. I'll show you him in a minute. And when I had that one, I decided, well, why not stick it on this guy and put him in the air? That way it makes all of my ships flying, because he was the only one that was different because he was being pulled on the ground. So now that he's in the air, it matches the rest. And two, again, like the other ones, all 10 of those dudes, actually 11, because the each one has an old school metal orc as the runt herder. But again, these are pirate grots. I haven't shown that either. They're pirate grots. So they have the scheme of the ship. And there's 9 per ship, and I added 1 per each. Oh, I forgot about the additions. I'll tell you about that in a minute as well. But yeah, little pirate grots. Actually, hold up. Where is he? Alright, I'll get him in a second, but there's additions I want to show on these things, little things. Alright, and this one is the Waaaghument. I added this platform in the front because, again, I wanted the squigs, and I didn't know how to put a squig on here because there was no room, so that's my end result. The masts are also magnetized on, so that allows you to see and transport it better. But those are the guys right in there. And the squig is also magnetized. I got to get another one because that's my fantasy squig in the front. But again, these guys got like a theme to them. Guys rolling on a barrel. This guy's got, I like this one too because he's like swabbing the deck. This guy's just hanging off the side with a pipe in his mouth. So, I mean, they got character in these little goblins. Alright, now, before I put all this, let me put these over here so I can show you what I wanted to show you. And it's kind of like a joke in this. This is the Waaaghument. This is the flagship. If you get a second to look at my playlist, if you look at the number, I think it's 82, you'll see where I started, because I'm super proud of this build, because this is a huge kit bash for me, and it was just impulse. I just had a piece of plastic card with a Docker jet inside and some sprues, and then this beautiful thing came out of it. But yeah, this is, oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, he wasn't, that's where the wings came from, just so you know. Everything else is magnetized on here. But again, this is the flagship. It's got a little crow's nest on top. And the whole reason I mounted those guns on was for this guy, because the wings on the other guy came from this guy. And then I added him on here because I needed a squig for him. So I kept him. This is the captain. And this is where the joke comes from. Here is the admiral, rather, not the captain. There's an orc commander. This is the captain of the ship. This is the admiral of the whole group. Now, he's got a goblin dressed as a monkey sitting on his shoulder. And the story is that he's got notorious bad eyesight. And all this time, that goblin has been telling his friends, yo, I'm going to dress up like a monkey and get on the admiral's shoulder. And they're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. He's like, bet. And now today's the day it's happening. So the 4 goblins that I added, because the reason I added these 4 goblins was because these pirate goblins, there's only 9 per ship. So it didn't give me a squad. So I added another one plus an orc that gave me a squad. But these are the ones that I added. For this one is this little goblin calling out. And he's like, yo, hey, dudes, look, he finally did it. And then the other goblins on the other ship are like, what are you talking about? No. I had, hold on. On the other 2 ships, I have these 2 guys with binoculars. So they're looking out, and they're like, no, he's not. And, you know, because they're seeing their buddy up there dressed as a monkey on the Admiral's shoulder. And then this guy over here, I didn't have another one with the binoculars, so I had this guy with a wrench, and he needed to be doing something important. So I added the engine. Add the engine on the Macará here, so he can be looking over his shoulder what's going on while he's trying to fix the engine. So that's the little story with those little guys right there. But that, again, got me 210. So now each ship can produce a squad of goblins, giving me the 110 total goblins. And I also have the 20 skeleton orcs as well. I'm thinking about getting more pirate orcs too, but we'll see. But again, this is my new fighting force. Like I said, I don't even know if it's playable or not. It just happened. I saw the dude sold this lot for $400. There was a bunch of other stuff too, bits and other pieces, but I just hopped on it, and then boom, this happened. So we'll see. I need to start painting it soon. Like, I'm gonna work on it this October, because I mean, it fits the theme. But anyways, I'm sorry for taking so long. It's probably one of the longer videos I've done, probably the longest. But this is a big mess here. Anyways, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I hope you all have a lovely day.